iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racing enthusiasts all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. The car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and racing teams. Our skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly racing series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 200,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Participate in solo races, championship seasons, and hosted in league events with AI racing. With a rapidly expanding catalog of 70-plus cars and 85-plus tracks from real-world racing series, test your abilities with challenging computer-based competition. Additional partners include IMSA, the World of Outlaws, and Supercars, allowing members to participate in their very own Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, Sebring 12-Hour, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Silverstone declares itself as the home of British racing, with a history stretching back all the way to 1948. Some justification to the claim. It was one of the fastest circuits. Silverstone developed from its windswept airfield origins into one of the most recognised circuits in world motorsports. Hello and welcome. I mean, it's felt a long time coming, hasn't it? But we're here, aren't we? Final round of the season. Only 4 rounds, but hey, they're big old races, aren't they? That's for certain. Well, it's been trials, tribulations, like any other championship, really. We've seen epic battles. I think my highlight's got to have been so far this season. Back to that TNT versus Effect battle. Oh, spicy AF. Spicy AF. And then, well, Prestanda, down in GT3. Nobody's been able to hold a candle to them, have they? Absolutely scintillating. Loving it every step of the way. But let's get stuck into this evening. Final round, Silverstone. And, well, here it is. Here it is. Coming up for you, top of the hour. In, 7 minutes' time, isn't it? Just having a little squint at my clock there. We've got qualifying 4 laps, lone qualifying, so different to what we've seen previously in the multi-class league here at UKSR. And, yeah, just out by themselves, 4 laps to get it done. Going to claim that final pole position of the season. Before we head across into racing at right about 1:15. That'll be kicking off. There's a short little 5-minute hiatus between qualifying and the race starting, so some interesting to tell you later on before we round things out later on this evening. Check some of our drivers. Be the end of the season. But let's get stuck into more pressing things. Let's talk about those championships. And I spoke earlier about effect simulations. I mean, just bloody dominant, aren't they? Bloody dominant. No other two-way about it. 908, they're leading the championship, 122 points. I can have that taken away from them. Not the biggest field we've had of LMP2s this season. Only 5 runners and riders. However, that could switch around. The 906 could beat them. However, 908, it just looks so bloody dominant, hasn't it? Let's face it. TNT, if it hadn't been for that big incident at Sebring, they would be right in there with 908. I think there's no question about it. Having said that, they do find themselves only 2 points behind 906. Will we have a big upset this evening? Remains to be seen. Raccoon in 4th, Wrong Stuff there in 5th, and we've got Coyote with us this evening, propping up the table, bar a win. They're not really going to make any dent to moving up off the bottom. Let's have a little look across now into GT3s. There they are. There we go. Eventually, and it's the fact that lead the way there, largely due to the fact that they've got that extra round in the bag. It looks really, really strong. Just been there constantly chipping away at the front end of GT3 and that McLaren. Over the limit, they're in 2nd on 108. Wrong Stuff on 100. They've been really, really consistent. I see some great performances from them, and looking forward to see how they get on this evening. JD Sim Racing there in 4th. The bit cut adrift, but they are tied for 4th with Raccoon, so that's something to keep half an eye on. Presenda Nomad 57, only 2 points behind them. I think realistically, you've got to be looking at that car to potentially win this evening. So it still could climb a couple of places, and much deeper field as well in GT3. So there is chance to move up places here. Ran out the top 10. Old Dudes in Cars, it's blue, and then the main Old Dudes in Cars team on 74. 66 points in 9th for Team Simcoach.co.uk blue, and Team Potato rounding out the top 10. Now, we've had a bit of a change around. Something I alluded to you last week was manufacturers in GT3. Now, Mustang and Corvette have swapped around in the bottom half. McLaren, they've leapt ahead. I mean, okay, that's always going to happen due to the amount of I'll get words out in a minute. Due to the amount of teams running the McLaren. Interestingly, with teams running the Mustang, they've accumulated 114 points, which is the same number of points that Effect Simulations in GT3, the 909, have accumulated just themselves. But if I mean, it just goes to show, doesn't it? Really, just use a stat for you. Bring it all the way right to the very end, final round this evening. Let's take a little look at what the weather is doing out there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it can't be set to what's happening in real life. Last week, no. A few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, in fact, at Interlagos, real life, raining lots. iRacing, no. Lovely. UK, it's freezing cold, and guess what? It's raining. We haven't had a weather race. We haven't had one. Gutted. I was really looking forward to one. Hey, it's what it is. Is what it is. We're 3 minutes away from qualifying. I tell you what, should we get down trackside? We've got practice just about coming to an end there, and let's start talking and just getting ourselves ready, getting ourselves in the mood for some great racing to round out the season here at UKSR, and ultimately round out the year as well. And we'll be done and dusted, and getting ready for Christmas. Edward Berry Games, hello to you as well, sir, over on Twitch. H. Linmo, would love for the 57 to win today without me. Very slim outside chance to get P overall. I mean, there's always a chance. You never quite know. You never quite know for the 57. That's, of course, the Nomad team running the McLaren. I could tell you, in fact, at the moment that I'll tell you what. let's get some proper. We'll update you with exactly what's happening in practice. You can see there only a minute and a half left to go. Just a small smidgen amount of time. Limbo's also alluding to the fact, and yes, I know, it was in the handbook. It was only going to be dry. I mean, I know, but who wouldn't like, as a neutral, as a third-party neutral, who wouldn't love a bit of wet weather just to put the cat amongst the pigeons, and we'd have some interesting results. We'd, yeah, just a bit of chaos, really. Whenever we've had a bit of chaos, it's always been a little bit mental. It's a bit more interesting. Only 45 seconds left. Of course, qualifying coming up for you very, very shortly. And just to refresh you, those that weren't with us at a few minutes ago, where I was going through what's going to happen. So, checker flag will come out at the end of practice in 30 seconds' time. After that, we go qualifying. Lone qualifying, so the drivers have the track to themselves. 4 laps in which to do it in. LMP2 and GT3 will be qualifying at the same time, although not on the same track. It's low qualifying, but we'll keep you abreast with exactly how it's all panning out there. Matthias Woodshout, there he is, in the Presenting Nomad 56. And, well, team that leads the championship in GT3, grinding to a halt. The Effect Simulations 909. Interestingly, as well, there you go. Checker flag is out on the session. We're going to go qualifying. The Mustang went fastest in practice. It's the only... Actually, no, we've got the JD Sim Racing Corvette. I was going to say it's the only on Porsche, or certainly McLaren. 3 Porsches with us this evening in the hands of simcoach.co.uk Blue 88 Tech. And Over the Limit Racing. Of course, that camera angle does not show. There we go. People queued up at the end of the pit lane. Dean VRS. Good luck to everyone competing tonight. Looking forward to it. Great to have you on board, Dean, over on YouTube. Let's know who you're supporting. This could invoke the classic dad joke. Supporting my legs. They support me. Anyway. Anyhow. Of course, prizes up for grabs as well as an array of coaching sessions from our sponsor, simcoach.co.uk. Make sure you check those guys out. Also, tickets to a round of the winner's choice BTCC round. Thank you very much to Motorsport UK for that one. What a great prize that is. What prize is? I mean, it's a great way to get yourself faster out on track. I think the guys over at SimCoach. Or you can go and see some real life drivers. Thanks to Motorsport UK. Never been to a BTCC race. I'd like to go. I won't be winning them because I actually sat up in the commentary booth. I say sat up. I mean, in a back bedroom, you know, because it's a classy life that we lead as commentators. Just getting things underway. Talking Effect Simulations. There you go. Down past the new pit straight. It's been with us a little while. That is the Effect Simulations 908 car. John Williams taking on qualifying for them. Just heading around now. Get decent speed in there. Go through. This is where I struggle with this part of the circuit. Through Luffield. It just says it's one of those corners you've got to be so patient with it. Then out onto the old start-finish straight. Into Cops. Full commitment. Here we go. And then into one of the most iconic sets of corners. Maggots and Beckett's. Left, right, left, right, left. Little bit understeery there from the 908. You head under the bridge. Tell you that, in fact, it's actually the sister 906 that is going faster. That's the car that's setting the timing sheets alight. TNT go top. I get the feeling this might beat it, though. A little bit further around the circuit. Well, she's going to cross the line roughly about the same time as the 906. I think that's going to be our pole lap. 908 goes second for now. 906, though. There it is. Time deleted on the first attempt. Interesting. The wrong stuff. Michael Brooks on board for qualifying for them in the Mustang. Let's Prasanna Nomad go top in GT3. Matthias Wutschau on board that one. Effect 909. Well, just going into second before dropping down. Well, not one, but 2 places. Prasanna Nomad locking up that front row as they have done. We've seen before. Great qualifying from them. Over the limit. Also into third, sharing row 2 with Effect as they're all shuffling down once more. It's the Mustang on top. The wrong stuff, doing the right stuff here at Silverstone by 200ths of a second. Well, in fact, 300ths. 0.029 separating everyone, but going quick yet again in LMP2 is the Effect Simulations 906. Car definitely to half an eye on here this evening. Sat in the shadow of its sister team a little bit, but there is a lot of pace in that car we've seen so far this season. TNT go faster, 1:46.054, that's the time. But we are fastest in sectors 1, 2, and 3. No improvement in 4. What's it going to be in 5? The final one, and that's your new pole time, and by nearly half a second, 400ths of a second from the 906. Great stuff from them. I'll tell you who's going well again. I was in Sector 2. They've dropped off in Sector 3. It is the Porsche 911 of Over the Limit. Just a Strikoikas. Just in the 747 car. Times deleted for simcoach.co.uk, Blue, and 88 Tech. 2 other Porsches. Also, Jelly Sim Racing, their first lap being deleted. Also, the 2 McLarens of Old Dudes in Cars and Raccoon Sim Racing. Over the Limit, go one faster, swapping around there. Well, it's evolving. As Old Dudes in Cars move up into 7th. Prasanna Nomad go top, displacing the Mustang, but that's running to the line right now. The Corvette into 2nd. And they respond. They respond in a big, big way, does the Mustang. We qualified done and dusted for that. Got the hiccups. We need a Porsche up there. If we could have 4 manufacturers in the top 4, that'd be lovely. Currently 3 in the top 3. The Barons and Prasanna Nomad's 56. Just disrupting the party there, and my love for little patterns and such like. Bro Jancis, great to have you on board. AKA Joe Francis. Didn't work that one out. Right, who is going out again? So, Effect 906 got out again, so has TNT and the 908 car in LMP2. Work to do, though. We've seen green sectors. The 909 Effect Simulations car. A little. Okay, that's into the pits. Clearly not feeling that lap. Raccoon on the back of the circuit now. Winding up to go one last time. It's going to be close. If you haven't started your lap now, then that's it realistically. It's a 1:45 lap around here in LMP2. It's 2 minutes in GT3. Oh, Bruno Bottica of Old Dudes in Cars. Look at that. A purple sector in Sector 2. Greens in 3 and 4. And in 5. And this has surely got to be an improvement. Well, it is. But they remain where they are. Down in 14th. Just that poor first sector. That's what let them down in a big, big way. And this is going very, very quickly. Could we see this extend? Even further at the top, the 906. James Ibrahim taking on qualifying for the Effect 906 car. Seen too many other improvements out there, or certainly people that could complete their lap in GT3. I think we're pretty much locked in there. We've got Raccoon about to come across the line. Ryan Burgess improving on this lap. I think that's still going to remain in 4th is Raccoon. Shortly behind him, though, the 906 will cross the line. 1:45.62. Well, it's a 1:45.45 for them. 0.6 of a second clear of second place, TNT. Everett Paddock is no slouch whatsoever. They come across the line. They respond. There you go. The track definitely evolving. Getting faster later on in qualifying. Oh, well, with the checker flag out, that's us done and dusted. Final qualifying of the season. And we'll take you, we'll have a little look at those results from qualifying. And I was going to say something that just would have been. Yeah, 906 on pole. Great stuff from them, hands of James Ibrahim. And I couldn't make it a double lockout of the top qualifiers. It's in fact the wrong stuff are on top in GT3 by just over a 10th over Standard Nomad. There we go. Okay, folks. And now we just enter into the 5 minutes practice session. Probably a minute down. And yeah. 180 minutes of racing coming up for you. And what it's going to be, I mean, I'm not stuttering because I'm crap. I mean, yes, I am, but that's not the point. So this is going to be my final race. And it's coming to an end. 4 years ago, started with UK SR, or Sim Racing UK as it was known back in the day. Had the pleasure of working with great brands. Peaked with working for Mercedes AMG. Yeah, met some great people. Seen some crazy, some great action, but tonight it all comes to an end. Tried to make it a dream. Couldn't quite get there. Hey, it is what it is. And fortunately, pesky things called bills get in the way of yourself in life, and you got to pay them. And yeah, truth be told, you know, can a lot more money, driving trucks for a living, as I've had the career change recently of doing playing Euro Truck Simulator in real life. So, you know, it is what it is. Sad to be giving it up. But here we go. One last time. And I thought it was no better place and more fitting a place to end it where it began pretty much 4 years ago to the month. Met, as I say, met some brilliant people, commentated on absolutely everything from you know, dirt, all the dirt, so, you know, ovals and road, through to, well, everything from, you know, knockout races and races that last 2 or 3 minutes, through to big endurance races, and of course ovals as well to boot. But as well, I'm ending it with my favourite format, multi-class endurance. Been a pleasure. Edward Berry, if only passion could pay bills. You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. You're not wrong indeed, my friend. And yeah, with that rambling, we have got 55 minutes left. But we just, you know, just enough time. Stick the kettle on. Make sure you're all brewed up and ready. Now you've got your food. Settle in. Give me a wild ride. Looking a bit dark out there. It's cool. You know, it's definitely cloudy. Not the bright sunny day. That's well, it's definitely not at the moment here in the UK. Stereotypically British. Who's going to win it? Will it be an LMP2? The 906 and the 908? Will it be TNT? Or are we going to have something a bit dramatic towards the end of the season? Sada Nomad, especially this one, the 57. Aidan Shadbolt. Electric. Absolutely electric, that kid. And here we go, folks. The transition between sessions. There you go. There's the blink as it sorts itself out. T3 final grid of the season. Let's do it. There you go. There you go. LMP2. It is, in fact, Joe Spencer going to kick things off in the Effect Simulations 906 car. Then we've got TNT with them on the front row. 908 demoted down to row 2 of the grid. They start alongside Raccoon Sim Racing with Coyote Racing bringing up the field, thanks to Joel Dutton. Then it's the Mustang on pole at the final round of the season. That's been coming. Not that sort of coming. But we saw it. It nearly snatched it at Interlagos. And, well, here it is. At Silverstone. That's alongside Presenda Nomad 57. JD Sim Racing on row 2 with the sister Presenda Nomad car lining up alongside one another on the left hand side of the grid. They all do see cars over the limit of row 3. Row 4 is Effect Simulations and Raccoon Sim Racing. Old dudes in cars and simcoach.co.uk are on row 5. Row 6 is JD Sim Racing Jr. with Team Potato, and it's the 88 Tech Porsche going to bring up the rear. Go. There we go. Just controlling the pace. Wait for them to round the corner. It's already in the pace car, and let's get ready to go racing for the final time this season as we're green. We're away. We're heading down towards turn 1. Here we go, folks. GT3 getting away in the background there. There's a 906 that's going to get away cleanly here into turn 1. That's going to maintain the lead, but look at TNT looking oh so racing. They run it in a bit deep there. So does, well, we're already 3 wide. I'm trying to keep on top of everything that's happening here. It's all kicking off here, but it's the Mustang that's going to lead once more. They've got the whole shot, but look at just how close that McLaren is. It's ready to race. It's the Prasanna Nomad 57. Shadbolt feeling like he's tripping up over the Mustang a little bit. Coming to life early on. As it's all happening a little bit further down behind as well. We've got battles happening side by side. As that is the Corvette getting bullied a little bit right now. And Prasanna Nomad head on by Effect trying to squeeze around right around the outside. And there's a spin. There's a spin in the background there. That's one of the Porsches. Oh, and it's over the limit by name, over the limit by nature. And it's just as Soikas that's lost the rear there. He's kept hold of it. Still going. Yeah, up front, TNT. We caught them running it in deep, and it's definitely hurt them. Down to third here. And you expect now that Effect will just control the pace and manage this one out. What's the next 100 and what? 78 minutes. But it's GT3 once more. This is where it's all kicking off. Bit of a lunge coming on there. 88 Tech, they've had a great start. That's up 5 places already, is the Porsche. In the hands of Glenn Humberstone. Could make up more though. On board with him right now. That's Jeff Sanders for Raccoon Sim Racing just in front of us in that McLaren. Down into Sector 1 we go. That sort of sector should favour the Porsche, but look at the way that McLaren's just getting the traction down, just getting away there. And now the Porsche starting to come up threat from, wow, after trying to attack one McLaren, it's another one that's having a go at them in the form of the old dudes in cars. McLaren, the number 4, that's got just Casper Brockner on board. Johnny Travolta for JD Sim Racing Jr. in the background there, just having a little bit of a blink. This is going to be a move into cops. It'll be ballsy, it'll be brave. I think it's some Beckett's to come. It's not really a passing opportunity. And that's having a good old blink, isn't it? Behind that JD Sim Racing Jr. McLaren. And Brockner looking strong through this part of the circuit. Happening behind them, over the limit, side by side there with JD Sim Racing Jr. They'll want to get past them as quickly as possible. If watching them blink in and out, it's not a comfortable experience. And oh no! That's the 88 Tech car Porsche. Oh, and it's surrounded after that great start at 5 places. It's all gone wrong for Humberstone as we look down from the chopper, pulling out to driver's right there. Maybe just, oh, there was a bit of a netcode. Bit of a netcode collision there. They're sending that around. That was a off of Brockner. I'll tell you what, let's on board with Casper Brockner. I mean, he gave him room. Gave him room. Was it enough? Well, the neckhead said no. I thought they collided. And not hanging around here whatsoever is Casper Brockner trying to get clear. Just as Sukoikas trying to find his way past, but he's got to clear that Raccoon Sim Racing McLaren. American Jeff Sanders taking on the first stint. You can get a 2-stopper here as always, but in GT3. Bit ahead of them. It's only a 10th of a second. Sukoikas and Brockner, they've met each other in other championships. They know how they race. Protein Potato. I'm being informed from chats over on Twitch. Spun Rob Windsor. Where they... talking of spinning, that's the aftermath for the simcoach.co.uk blue Porsche having a bit of a rotation. And talking of rotation, oh, okay. Oh, Sanders panicked there, threw out the anchors. The blinking JD Sim Racing McLaren. Was unsure where it was. And Lex just to tuck back in, and yeah, he's lost time. I mean, he was gone from side by side to being a second down now. And into the pits. That car not looking happy whatsoever. I'm wondering whether it's had a bit of damage maybe at some stage or another. Where you want to go out here, but we've still got a lot of racing to do here. We're already 7 minutes in. 7 minutes, but it's only 3 attempts at the top of GT3. Brooks and Shadbolt for the wrong stuff, and Prestanda Nomad 57. Trying to open up a gap to the Prestanda 56. That is around about a second now. I'm half expecting to see Shadbolt just to drop back a little, so that his sister car can just pick up a bit of drag. Safety in numbers. A bit of driver change down at simcoach.co.uk blue GT3. That is Jamie Foster who's got into the car. So clearly issues there for Dean Collins. Clearly issues there. It's alive in GT3, isn't it? Absolutely alive. Two old dudes in cars. Cars? Oh, that's another Porsche in early. What is going on here? That's Chakoikas for over the limit visiting pit road. In bizarre circumstances here. Incredibly early pit. Oh, has somebody left in the qualifying fuel? Now that could be it. That could be it. Let's head up into LMP2. So, Ibram in the 906 for effect. That has bolted 3 seconds clear. And normally it's the opposite way round. And look who it is. It's Everett Paddock and John Williams all over again. There you go. There's the 906 in the foreground. 908. TNT. Fly on by. I mean, it was great racing last time. And it was tough. It was ballsy. Well, I say last time. Back at Sebring in round 2. What? I mean, a month and a half ago or so. It's like an absolute eternity. Absolute eternity. But, ooh, hello, hello. I've seen from my timing screens that this is getting very, very close now. And almost bump drafting through the corner there. Goes to 57. And really turning up the pressure. My suspicions about dropping back and bringing the 56 into play, but it's not happened. And Shadbolt electing to turn up the dial now, go into full attack mode. Fastest lap of the race in GT3 for him. Doing so. What Mustang got? Wrong stuff, an American team. But they had to run an American brand. It's ultimately going to be between the Corvette and the Mustang. Well, one sounds like more like a NASCAR. Here's the Mustang. definitely befitting that team. Wasn't too sure about the Mustang when it came out. Where the rear wing attaches the body, I thought it looks a bit weird. Certainly the road going version, the GTD. And it's one of those things, it just grows on you in time, doesn't it? But catching up with chat now, right. Ansys 96, gonna be a long race. You're not wrong, my friend. I'll throw Jansen. Thank you, mate. Right. Right, Dean Collins. I had 2.5 second screen freezes. Wow, okay. Joshua saying I had to reinstall my PC to get rid of those giant screen freezes. That is gutting. What? Not enjoyable for anyone whatsoever when you've got that sort of thing down on you. Still keeping it pinned to the back of that Mustang is the McLaren. Nice, there's been a little bit of a swap around. Let's have a look further down. Wow. Well, it might have been tactical. It definitely wasn't, as Cruz and the 8 old dudes in cars just running out wide. Still, it's getting closer. They skim the wall on the inside there. It's the fastest way around. Makes you wonder whether they even bothered putting that curbing there. We're trying to keep the drivers away from it, but then they realise run it in real life. Well, just don't get any infringement from it, so hey, let's use it. It's faster. For how long Brooks hold this one up? And can the 56 come back into play? I mean, they'll be absolutely dying right now for 57 to start attacking Wrong Stuff Mustang. But I tell you what, the way that gap just compresses up under braking, it's almost frightening. It looks like he's going to go in the back of them. After Greg's showing in qualifying, Contas in the JD Sim Racing Corvette just falling behind a little bit now. A bit surprised by that one as we head through Sector 1. Attempts a second now, the gap. Certainly also getting away from the 56. The 56 has definitely not been anywhere near as strong as the 57, but that has been largely in part to the ventures of Shadbolt, who's, well, even surprised the team with their pace. Ibram, that's come on by now. It's our race leader. Timed it to perfection. Slots it in there. Where are battling duo? Well, say battling traffic playing a part definitely in this battle. And oh, just going to get held up behind the Corvette is the TNT LMP2. And that cost them around about 7 tenths of a second. As Williams scampers away up off the road. Flash of the lights, Sam, coming on by. Down into Stowe. A brace. He's going to get held up a little bit from that compromised line, but get a strong exit. TNT's taking a little bit of time. We'll have to back out the throttle as he clears the GT3 lead car. No issues with that though, and actually losing a bit of time too, and definitely going to lose more time now. That Mustang's going to seem oh so wide, oh so cumbersome. The nimble and agile TNT LMP2. Heads off into the distance, and it's cost them even more time. And this is the beauty and the beast of multi-class racing. Give with one hand. Golly, it doesn't have to take with the other at times. Now the 57 has dropped, thanks to that LMP2 traffic, has lost a whole bunch of time. In fact, they've lost a second on the wrong stuff. Just now brought them back into play, the 56. They look to close up. I wonder whether they can drag along for the fight. Raccoon slapping up the inside there. I still not the whole LMP2 field cleared them yet. Coyote Racing still to make their way past. Or to the field for some good chill. Good, here comes final LMP2. Board with Joel Dutton of Coyote Racing. There he is, and there in the distance are the two Prestanda Nomad McLarens. Real late entry corner, a late apex. Feels like you should really get it turned in a lot sooner than what you actually do. Backing out there, interesting. It's going to play into the hands of Chad Bolt. Really, really will, as well, he's pretty much left for death the sister cars. It goes after the wrong stuff Mustang. There we go. All clear. All gone. It is ultimately all about this battle, and Shabbolt, well, here he comes. Another half a tenth taken out of them. Gap ebbing and flowing though. You can see where as soon as you get to the straights, the Mustang just opening up that 5-litre V8. Off it goes into the distance. I'm not really able to put a candle to it at the moment. But at the moment, and that's the crucial point, isn't it really? At the moment. in LMP2 right now. 906 Effect Simulation leads by 5.5 seconds over the 908. That themselves have a 3.6 seconds difference to TNT. Croon 4th and Coyote in 5th. GC3, well, we followed our top 3 for quite a bit. Everyone else behind them have all sort of settled down to gaps averaging around, well, around about the 3-second mark is the sort of ballpark average. Definitely a gap opening up between our top 5, which includes JD Sim Racing and Effect Simulations 909. 4th and 5th respectively. Then we've got Old Dudes in Cars 4 and then the 8s. That's 2 McLarens. JD Sim Racing Junior still blinking out by the looks of things. Poon in 9th. 88 Tech gutting for Humberstone in the Porsche. Porsche just not running well today. We've seen the issues that Sim Coach had with Dean Collins earlier on. The screen freezes over the limit. Well, looking like they've left their qualifying setup on. Certainly qualifying fuel. All going wrong for them. So at the moment it's, well, if you're a Porsche fan, it's not looking good. Crack open another cold one. Action further down the field. We talked about the 88 Tech car, the Porsche, that have not had the best of starts. Well, they've just been taking time out of Sim Racing McLaren that is ahead of them. There that is. That gap has come down to around about half a second now. I'm just saying, making up 5 places off the start. It's still up 3 as it is. That car having started dead last in 13th in class, 18th overall. That looks try and press upon. Not sure that's even the right word. I know what I want to say, but I can't think. I've forgotten what the word is right now. Either way, yep, coming down bit by bit. You can visibly see it. That Porsche looking oh so strong right now. With that, the 88. Lovely bit of marketing on the inside of the windscreen there. The Sim 3D. Good old Calvin. Lovely, lovely chap. As well, many a people are in the sim racing industry. Got involved with Brabham. Spoken to him a while. Lovely guy. Lovely guy. Back in the days of Israq. It's run full endurance championship rounds. The pleasure of commentating on that with Total Sim Sport. Someone I haven't seen. It's Sean Branley Swash of Ants D Sports and Social. I took part in round 1 and definitely seen him again. Brand the Mustang as well. The GT3 League going back in, effectively the autumn now. Where's that time gone? Now, late autumn, back in the spring even, wasn't it? Now in late autumn, early winter. And you can see just in the background that Eagle Eye viewers would have caught a glimpse. There it is a bit more clearly. Our lead car coming on round. That's the 906 Effect car. And what part is that going to play in this story? Well, maybe a bit. Splits the difference. Left, right, slaloms his way on through. And this is the chance for Humberston. He'll get traction out the corner. Here we go. He moves to the inside, a bit of a throw with the throttle. Delayed on switching up gears there. He held on a little bit longer as we launch it into Cops. Sorry, turn one, isn't it? It catches me out. The entry does look very similar. Board. To those two corners. Out of the loop. Raintree down the Wellington Straight. Onto the original circuit now. Through Brooklands and Luffield. And that is the second place, Effect 908. With 107 on, oddly. There's with no real fuss, but oddly that has cost 88 Tech a little bit of time. Although very wide there from Raccoon, and a bit of a twitch there, bit of a moment for Paddock, nervous time. Just put him out of his rhythm a little bit through Magnus Beck as he looks to hunt down Williams and that Effect 908. Back to these two, you can see that gap. It's compressing once more, closing in. Well, this is your battle all over 9th place. Sharp thinking, what's the point? You know, you see these teams, they rock up and finish 9th or 10th. It's not to really get into sim racing, certainly in longer format. You can have some absolutely brilliant battles and fights and quite over, in inverted commas, minor positions. So in the top 10, they've got 17 seconds now on Team Potato, who the spin at turn 1. Rob Windsor starting things off for them. In fact, we might have what happened to them at the start. There we go. Oh, okay. Caught out by Dean Collins, who was having those big issues. Not really his fault. One of those things. It closes in once more. I tell you what, the top of GT3, let's head there now. Because the 57 has brought the 56 along to the fight. Ed Woodbury on Twitch saying, shame for Team Potato, unlucky. Yeah, it's just one of those freak things. You know, if you look at that, you think, what is the simcoach.co.uk blue car doing? But the screen freezes that we now know that Collins was experiencing. Clearly one of those there. He got no idea. He's just driving blind, and it's one of those things at the start of the race where you've got people in and around you just praying to the racing gods that you don't collect anyone. And when we moved away, of course, after all that time, that's happened. Oh, okay. That's why. Through Luffields, just too much momentum, too much speed, and the rears lost traction, and around they went. And Raccoon and Jeff Sanders take to the grass. There goes the sister LMP2. It's the lead LMP2 heads on by. This time around, fastest sector 1 of anyone, James Ibram. But on the previous lap, it was fastest sector 4 for TNT. We're definitely closing in again once more. That gap down to 2 3/4 seconds now. Watch the Mustang just pull out a bit more time on the Prestanda Nomad 57. You feel like the 56 is just holding on for dear life, clinging on by the tips of his fingers. Just grab that more by literally his fingernails. Trying to stay in this fight to keep themselves in a position. Should something happen, they can pick up the scraps and capitalize from someone's mistake. Shadbolt closing in once more. And this LMP2 traffic behind. That's going to really hold up Williams. And this is playing right into the hands of TNT. Where are they? There they are. It's right on board with them. They can make out the distance. There's something afoot, something going on. They've got to clear this traffic as well. Through this section now, Brooklands and Luffield, that they'll pick up a fair bit of time on this lead trio in GT3. Around the outside they go. The first one picked up into Cops, and this could be a bit of a wild ride for TNT. Finds the inside line. Picking up time as they do so. And past the Mustang that got tripped up there, and it cost them a couple of attempts. And now the Prestanda Nomad 57 right back in the fight. And right in slipstream range. Personal best lap last time round for Shadbolt, the 57, a 2-minute 0.78. Exactly, it was a 2-minute 0.98. The wrong stuff, but their best is a 2-minute 0.6. So, still definitely pace in there, but you can see how much he's pushing, how much he's. Feel the pressure now being turned up on Michael Brooks. What you got, Brooksy? What have you got in answer to Shadbolt? Down into sector 1 once more. They head out of the loop, down in towards Brooklands now, through Luffield. And this is where the McLarens looked stronger. Dean VRS asking, who did I hear? It would have been Rob Windsor of Team Potato, my friend. But, I mean, nothing you could have done. Nothing you could have done with those screen freezes. One of those things. That's not me trying to sit on the fence. It's just... You know when something's on by accident. You know, I've sat here and watched... Oh, I dread to think how many hours I've commentated on. I genuinely dread to think. Probably thousands of hours. across the last 4 years. You know when something's vindictive and something's just pure accident, there's nothing the driver can do about it. It's like there's nothing really that Brooks Casino can do about the advance right now. That McLaren that is tucked up right under his rear wing. It goes by Raccoon Sim Racing Alan P2. That's going to compromise the Mustang. It chucks it in. You can see the body roll on the car. Chapov junks to drivers right. Here we go. The move for the lead. But running it in deep goes the wrong stuff. Throwing all the defensive moves right now. And clever stuff just to kill. That is where circuit knowledge comes into play so much. Squeezes the Mustang, the McLaren once more, but it's going to have the inside line into Lovefield. You know, looking as much as Chabot looking for the switchback. Will he get it though? Will he get it? Defensive once more to the inside. Oh, look at how close they are through Copse. And who's going to arrive at Maggots and Beckett's first? Cuts the nose off of that McLaren. And it's a moment like this. This is why we come racing, to see great battles. And look, I said about it earlier on. That 56 was waiting for a moment like this, and now it's only half a second behind these two. It's the closest they've ever been so far this race. And here we are on 38 minutes, and once again, oh, sliding on the exit there. Out of Stowe, it's the McLaren. T.S. Woodchild's just going to be asking the question now. Look, when are you going to let me have a go? You're not getting anywhere here, Aidan Shadbolt. I want to go. Let me see what I can do. Shadbolt, he feels like he's just trying to, he's playing a bit more of a long game here, trying to shuffle and maneuver, and here we go on the brakes. Can this be the change? But it's into the loop. And again, Brooks knows he can defend through here. He can make that Mustang even wider than what it already is. Allows him, and you see Chabot's trying to get creative here. Looking at different lines, different entries in. Try and make Brooks just look in his mirrors. Anything to distract him. I lead it into the pits, but I was staying with this. Oh no, wrong. See, I knew that straight would catch me out one way or another. Here they come, our top three in GT3, and you can practically throw a blanket over the lot of them. This is where the Mustang shines, doesn't it? Down the straightaways. But it's able to defend that gap, and the 57 once more losing time there. I changed for the lead in LMP2. That is because the 908 is yet to stop. 906 in, out, no driver change there. TNT, Benjamin Lindsay just coming out of the car as these three come storming on by. I've had a driver change as well. Yeah, Ryan Baird just getting into the car now. Out comes Benjamin Lindsay. The TNT. Be glad he can get past these three here. say goodbye to them. There's provisional leader in LMP2 in the 908. There they come down pit road. It's all about these three. Shortest stop for the 906, stationary for 29 seconds. Whereas TNT, Raccoon and Coyote, very similar stops around the 36-second mark. See what 908 do. They were close. TNT were the closest for a while behind them. For the round of pit stops. I'm just keeping half an eye on that. Half an eye on what's happening on screen in live pictures as moves out. Oh, and moves to the left there. Looking for the switchback. Chabot trying to pull every move in the book here right now. In fact, throw the book literally and metaphorically at Brooks. It's holding steadfast. Boy, with probably the most patient man out of our top three, it's Matthias Wutschau in the Prasanda Nomad 56. Got front row tickets to the fight that's, well, certainly better than what the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight was like the other night. In fact, it was the undercard that was far better. Some great boxing on them. Right now, Chabot duking around like he's bantamweight. Ducking and diving, moving around, whereas Brooks will not be moved hardly at all, remaining steadfast on his lines. Identical lap times between the three of them. A spread of 10.5 between the three of them. Bentley, 201.13 and then 201.15 for two standard Nomad cars, the 57 and 56 respectively. 201.29 for the wrong stuff. And this could mark first victory for a car that isn't McLaren so far this season in GT3. If the wrong stuff could hold out for it, but just another 2 hours and 15 minutes, you know. Not much at all. We're not asking for much. That's this lap of the race there for the wrong stuff. 2:00.537. It's clever stuff here from Brooks. He knows all he has to do is just defend the inside line into the loop. And that's it, he's got it covered. And there is nothing Chabot can do about it. He keeps trying to get the run, but here we go, pulls to driver's right, up the inside. Brooks knows he'll have the inside, but he's got the move done as he shuts it down. He does what Brooks has done to Chabot for the last 25 laps. But look at her drive the Mustang. Oh, they're both squirrely off-corner exit. Wutschau unable to capitalise as both McLaren and the Mustang can't get the power down, disrupted by the LMP2. That was Ryan Burgess of Raccoon Sim Racing. I'm sure it was probably dreading coming around to meet these three once more. Nobody wants to be the guy that got in the way of the fight for the lead, that took the leader out. The Mustang in slipstream range. Here we go, we're going to pull out to drivers right. We're having a think about it, we're having a think. Ooh. I thought for a minute there he was going to be adventurous on the brakes, but you see the oversteer, the correction being put into the steering wheel. And Brooks holding on tight, and right now, Vutchar's like his Christmas has come early. As he nibbles at the back of that Mustang. Trying to find a way past, trying to, well, inflict more insult to injury. But Brooks knows full well here, in this situation, that if Chabot gets away, if he breaks the slipstream, that's it. I think it's game over. I think he clears off into the distance. And then this becomes about a fight between the Wrong Stuff and Prestana Nomad 56 for second place. Could be wrong though. Could be wrong. Further down in LMP2 in GT3, we're having a change around here. It's over the limit. In the Porsche, the hands are just a quicker, so it moved down the inside there into Stowe ahead of the Team Potato McLaren. I can confirm to you the JD Sim Racing Junior McLaren, that has stopped. It's come into the pits and not gone back out again. Like our first retirement of this evening on, I retired the car on lap 19, coming on 23 in GT3. It's 7/10 of a second, the gap between first and second. Struggling with it. It's a bit more solid that time around. The Wrong Stuff. A little bit more solid. They are coming to the end of that pit window. Around about 12 minutes time. So it's around about another 6 laps or so. 5 or 6 laps. Who's going to be the one to blink first? Who's going to nail it? Who's going to capitalise? And it's out to 9/10 of a second, that gap between first and second now. As Chabot puts pedal to the metal and looks to break that draft. It's teetering on the second mark, and Vutchar in the down to 56. Just trying to find his way past, just trying to pick him off now. Wrong Stuff Mustang just wounded right now after losing the lead of the race that held for well, the first 45 minutes after putting it on pole. That's interesting. It's that entry into Magnus and Beckett's. And Brooks just makes up a whole heap of time. Then loses it on the exit out of it. Three keeping us entertained here every step of the way. Who will pit first? Well, they all pit at the same time. The Brackman there. Oh. Was it? No. Getting close though, definitely. Tech Simulations 909 versus JD Sim Racing. Once again, just taking a couple of attempts out of Chabot, but Chabot knows full well there is work to do here for Brooks. It's all down to him to catch up, and he's still got to worry about the 56 tucked up behind him, what they're doing, how they're attacking them. It's an uncomfortable ride for Brooks. It's making it look leisurely, but it is definitely not. To be laser focused. Teammate helping him out, just advising him, talking him through it. Yeah, Coyote Racing, number 13. Geikel out now in the car. This is going to cost the Mustang. Oh, no, no, no. It's all gone wrong. And through goes the 56 and the Mustang. Oh, how much damage did that incur from that? Oh, but it's cost them second place. And quite possibly cost them chance of the win here today. Meant to turn in unsighted by how far across the LMP2 was. Oh, we'll try and yeah, just unsighted, wasn't he? Nothing. Was it just a racing incident? What's your views? Let me know. Well, that ruins that party anyway. I was hoping that one was going to keep us entertained all the way to the finish. But pit stops can shake things up. Not done and dusted here. Talking not done and dusted. Eddie Sim Racing being caught by the Effect McLaren 909 now, just only 6 tenths away. Got down to 6 tenths in a second. Austin William Campbell did take around about 3 tenths out of Contos last time around, and that's what's brought it down to this 7 tenths. It's what's got it under the second mark. This McLaren definitely seems to be getting stronger as the fuel burns off. Seen that not just well, obviously from what we're seeing right now, but also we saw for the battle for the lead as well. Mustang not running as well on lighter fuel. Definitely the better car in heavier conditions. Contos, the flash of the lights there. Obviously not too impressed by that one. Maybe a bit of gamesmanship going on. Four tenths of a second. And this is the thing, when you're in slipstream range, makes it oh so easy, doesn't it? To take another tenth or two out of car that you're hunting down. Contos is a wily old fox. He's been around the block a bit. Seen it all. He's went to pick and choose his battle, and season's best qualifying as well for JD Sim Racing. Down goes TNT. That gap now 8 seconds between themselves and second place LMP2. At the start when they were all pretty, you know, the opening stage of this race were pretty close together in LMP2. Oh, those gaps have now expanded. They're not diminishing. Here. Sanders has lost a place to Stokoikis. What's happened to the Raccoon Sim Racing McLaren? Ah, okay. And around it went, and around the outside goes the over limit Porsche. And actually, a carbon copy to that car of what we saw earlier on when they were battling with another Porsche, funnily enough, the 88 Tech car. Since closing in as well, it's not really been able to do much to come alongside the JD Sim Racing Corvette. Kappa actually gained a bit more time, lost a bit of time. Top two are pulling away GT3. 8 seconds. I do wonder whether this is Chad Pole. I'm combining names now. Chad Bob coming along for Chow. This gap is only 0.8 of a second. Oh, into the pits, There comes the Mustang. That is the car to blink first in GT3. Also the 88 Tech car in as well. There you go, dipping below the... I mean, who thought that'd be a great idea? The racetrack disappear out of view to pretty much everyone. Let's gap down a little bit here. Getting interesting here. Oh, is that the move? Colton, where's their contest? Well, what a move from Campbell to take that effect. McLaren up another place and up into what was provisionally third. Wrong stuff. Driver change. Copeland getting into the car as the hatchet into the 88 Tech Porsche as well. Darren Sharples. He is getting in, got in for Casper Brockner for Old Dudes in Cars. Look at this one again from the helicopter. He's able to pull alongside and Kontos just, wow, it's caught unawares there. I think that's maybe where Campbell was just giving off vibes of, yeah, I'm not interested. I'm just going to pull back a little bit and yeah, let's work together here. Then went, no, psych. And headed it on by. There you go. That is the gap. Just under a second with Team Potato and Old Dudes in Cars. But Team Potato